chosen one. Can you feel it? That weight pressing down on your chest right now, like invisible hands squeezing the air out of your lungs? That's not anxiety. That's not your age. That's not random. That's the sound of a divine alarm clock. And it's about to go off. Why does November 18th feel different than every other Tuesday you've lived through? Why does your spirit know something your mind can't explain? Here's what they won't tell you in church. There are appointments with God that only come once. Miss them, and the train leaves the station forever. I need you to hear me, really hear me. What I'm about to tell you in the next few minutes could be the difference between walking into the greatest breakthrough of your entire life, or watching it dissolve like morning fog while you stand there, frozen, wondering what just happened. November 18th is not a suggestion from heaven, it's a summons. And skipping what God requires on this day, ignoring the instruction that's already burning in your spirit right now, will spiritually sabotage the very thing that's been traveling toward you through the realm of the impossible. Picture this. You're standing on a train platform in the Bronx, 3 a.m., empty, cold. You hear it, that low rumble in the distance, steel on steel. The train is coming. But here's the thing. This train doesn't run on a schedule. It comes once. Just once. And if you're not standing on that platform when it arrives, you don't get to call it back. You don't get a make-up date. You watch the red lights disappear into the tunnel, and you're left holding yesterday's ticket. That's where you are right now. The blessing that's been hovering over your life, circling you like a plane waiting for permission to land, might evaporate if you treat this message like background noise. What happens on November 18th is not symbolic. It's not poetic. It's consequential. Before I say another word, if you already feel this message tugging at the deepest part of your soul, if something inside you is screaming, "This is for me," type, "I'm listening" in the comments right now. Don't wait. Don't hesitate. Heaven is watching. Who leans in and who scrolls past. And listen, I want to honor every single person who has supported this message through super thanks. You're not just giving, you're sowing seeds into a ministry that reaches people society has forgotten. Seniors who thought their season was over. Chosen ones who feel invisible. Your generosity spreads light. Whether you give or not, I'm grateful you're here. But if this resonates deep in your spirit, go ahead. Now, let me tell you what heaven just showed me about November 18th, and why missing this could cost you everything. Do you know what happens when heaven marks a date on your life, and you're not spiritually awake enough to see it? Do you understand what it means when God circles a specific Tuesday on the calendar of eternity and whispers your name over it? And here's the question that should make your hands tremble right now. What if November 18th isn't just another day you wake up and shuffle through, but the hinge upon which your entire future swings? Listen to me carefully. There are dates that change your schedule. You miss a doctor's appointment. You forget to pay a bill. Life goes on. But then there are dates, rare, sacred, terrifying dates that change your destiny. Miss those, and you don't just lose a day. You lose a season. You lose an open door. You lose the breakthrough that was already packed, labeled with your name, and sitting at heaven's loading dock. November 18th is that kind of day. Let me explain the spiritual mechanics of what's happening right now, because most believers are going to sleep through this like it's nothing. They're going to treat November 18th like it's just another Tuesday between breakfast and bedtime. But you're different. You're here. And that's not an accident. November 18th is what heaven calls an integration day. Just like November 12th came right after the 11/11 portal, a day when spiritual doors cracked open and downloads from heaven began flooding into prepared vessels. November 18th is the checkpoint. It's the day heaven tests whether you actually received what was released. It's the day God watches to see if you're just a hearer or a doer. This is not symbolic language. This is not church poetry. This is spiritual law. Ecclesiastes 3:1 says it plain. To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under heaven. Not some purposes, every purpose. That means your healing has a time. Your financial breakthrough has a time. The vindication you've been praying for, it has a set time. And when that time arrives, heaven doesn't send you a text message reminder. Heaven watches to see if you're spiritually sensitive enough to feel the shift. You're feeling it right now, aren't you? That heaviness, that strange pull, that sense that something is about to happen, but only if you're obedient. Habakkuk 2-3 warns us, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry." Did you catch that? There's an appointed time, not a maybe, not a someday, an appointment. And appointments require you to show up, on time, prepared, ready. November 18th is your appointment. But here's where it gets dangerous. That strange pull, that sense that something is about to happen, but only if you're obedient. Habakkuk 2-3 warns us, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come, it will not tarry." Did you catch that? There's an appointed time, not a maybe, not a someday, an appointment. And appointments require you to show up, on time, prepared, ready. November 18th is your appointment. But here's where it gets dangerous. One more moment where you prove that you trust God's timing more than your own exhaustion. And if you miss it, if you shrug this off as just another online video or just another date, the blessing doesn't wait, it moves. It finds someone else who's spiritually hungry enough to respond. That should terrify you, not because God is cruel, but because spiritual timing is real. You can be one day late and miss a miracle. Ask the 5 foolish virgins who showed up after the door was already shut. Ask the children of Israel who spent 40 years wandering in circles because they missed their moment at the border of the promised land. This is what most believers don't understand. You can have faith, anointing, and a prophetic word over your life, and still miss your moment if you're not obedient when heaven says now. November 18th is your now. Let me tell you what's hidden inside this day, something most people will never see because they're too distracted, too numb, too spiritually asleep. November 18th is a doorway, not a metaphor. A literal spiritual door that opens for a specific window of time. On one side of that door is everything you've been contending for. On the other side, you, standing there, holding the key God already gave you. But here's the twist. The door doesn't stay open forever. It doesn't wait for you to feel ready or get your life together first. It opens, it waits, and then it closes. That's what makes November 18th both holy and dangerous. Holy, because God is extending an invitation to step into something you haven't earned, but He's freely giving. Dangerous, because your enemy knows what's on the other side of that door, and he's going to do everything in his power to distract you, delay you, discourage you, or convince you that it's not that serious. But it is that serious. You wouldn't be feeling this weight in your chest if it wasn't. You wouldn't have clicked on this video out of the thousands flooding your feed if heaven wasn't pulling you here. And you wouldn't still be listening to my voice right now if something inside your spirit wasn't screaming, "This is for me. This is my moment. I can't miss this." So I'm going to ask you to do something that might feel small, but it's not. It's a declaration. It's a stake in the ground. It's you telling heaven, "I'm awake. I'm listening. I won't miss my moment." Type this in the comments right now. I won't miss it. Say it out loud if you have to. Let heaven hear you. Let your enemy hear you. Let your own doubt hear you. Because what I'm about to tell you next is the instruction, the specific thing God is requiring of you on November 18th. And if you're not spiritually locked in, you'll miss it. You'll scroll past it. You'll forget it by tomorrow morning. But not you, chosen one. Not you. Let me tell you what happens in the invisible realm when a chosen one turns away from divine timing. The moment you skip the instruction heaven gave you, the second you treat November 18th like just another Tuesday on the calendar, something shifts in the atmosphere around your life. It's not loud, It's not dramatic, but it's devastating. The spiritual portals that were beginning to crack open start to close, slowly, like heavy iron doors in an old cathedral. You can almost hear the echo as they seal shut. Opportunities that were gravitating toward you, jobs, relationships, divine connections, financial doors, they begin to shrink back into the unseen. Prayers that used to rise like incense suddenly feel like they're hitting a ceiling. You're still praying, you're still believing. But now there's weight on every word. Clarity that was coming into focus, it fogs over. That sharp sense of direction you were starting to feel, it blurs. And here's the part that will haunt you. You won't even know what you lost. You'll just feel heavier, stuck, like you're pushing a car uphill in the rain, and no matter how hard you press, the wheels keep slipping backward. Listen to me closely. You've spent decades waiting. Decades. You've buried loved ones. You've survived sickness. You've watched younger people pass you by while you were still sitting in the same circumstance, year after year, asking God, when is it my turn? You cannot afford to skip a day heaven has stamped on your assignment. This is not about religion. This is about consequence. In Ecclesiastes 3:1, Solomon, the wisest man who ever lived, said this, "To everything there is a season, and a time to every purpose under heaven." That word time in the original Hebrew is kairos, not just time on a clock, but appointed time. A moment heaven marks, a door that swings open once and only once. Miss it, and the season moves on without you. You know what this is like? It's like walking away from the operating table right before the surgeon makes the final stitch. Everything's done, the tumor's out, the bleeding's stopped. All that's left is one last stitch to close you up and send you into recovery. But you get nervous. That sharp sense of direction you were starting to feel, it blurs. And here's the part that will haunt you. You won't even know what you lost. You'll just feel heavier, stuck, like you're pushing a car uphill in the rain, and no matter how hard you press, the wheels keep slipping backward. Listen to me closely. You've spent decades waiting. Decades. You've buried loved ones. You've survived sickness. You'll limp through the rest of your years wondering why the breakthrough never fully landed. Do you understand what I'm saying? This is why you felt that heaviness in your chest. This is why you couldn't sleep last night. This is why you're watching this video right now. Out of all the millions of things you could be doing, your spirit knows something your mind is still trying to catch up to. And here's the revelation bomb I need you to catch. Breakthrough is not something you're praying for anymore. It's already been released. It left the throne room of heaven weeks ago. It's traveling toward you right now through dimensions you can't see. Angels are escorting it. Demonic interference has already been cleared out of the way. Financial provision has already been allocated. Divine connections have already received their instructions. The only person who can delay it now is you, not the devil, not your haters, not the economy, not your age, not your past, you. If you walk away from what God tells you to do on November 18th, you become the blockage in your own pipeline. You become the dam in your own river. In Joshua 3, the Israelites stood at the edge of the Jordan River for 40 years. 40 years of wandering, 40 years of waiting, 40 years of wondering if God forgot about them. And then, one day, one specific day, God said, "Today, you cross." And here's the revelation bomb I need you to catch. Breakthrough is not something you're praying for anymore. It's already been released. It left the throne room of heaven weeks ago. It's traveling toward you right now through dimensions you can't see. Angels are escorting it. Demonic interference has already been cleared out of the way. Financial provision has already been allocated. Divine connections have already received their instructions. The only person who can delay it now. You forget to pay a bill. Life goes on. But then there are dates rare, sacred, terrifying dates that change your destiny. Miss those, and you don't just lose a day. You lose a season. You lose an open door. You lose the breakthrough that was already packed, labeled with your name, and sitting at heaven's loading dock. November 18th is that kind of day. And I need you to write this in the comments. Not for me, not for this channel, but because when you declare something, you activate something in the spirit realm. Write, I refuse to delay myself. Say it out loud if you have to. Let heaven hear you. Let the enemy hear you. Let your own soul hear you. Because here's the truth you need to sear into your heart. God has never been late, but you can be. He's not the one making you wait. You're standing in your own way. That relationship that leaves you feeling empty every time you hang up the phone. That habit that drains your peace before breakfast. That commitment you said yes to 5 years ago out of guilt, and you've been bleeding energy into it ever since. November 18th is the day you cut it. Not reduce it. Not try to manage it better. Cut it. Completely. Because here's what's happening in the spirit. God has been trying to pour fresh oil into your life, but there's no room. He gives instructions that unlock breakthrough. And the moment you treat divine instruction like a suggestion, you just lock the door you've been begging him to open. November 18th isn't about hope. It's about obedience that looks like insanity to everyone watching, but feels like fire in your bones. So here's what you're going to do. Action 1. Take immediate action on what you've delayed. That phone call. You know the one. The one that makes your stomach tight every time it crosses your mind. That apology you've rehearsed in your head 1,000 times but never spoken out loud. That step you've been waiting for the right time to take, knowing full well there's never been a wrong time, just a scared heart. November 18th is heaven's no more delay instruction. You've been circling Jericho for years, chosen one. Walking around the same wall, the same problem, the same unfinished business waiting for it to fall on its own. But here's what Joshua 6:3 doesn't tell you in Sunday school. The walls didn't fall because they got tired. They fell because someone finally obeyed on the appointed day. What you've delayed isn't small, it's the hinge. And God is saying, move it on November 18th. Or watch the door stay locked another season. He gives instructions that unlock breakthrough. And the moment you treat divine instruction like a suggestion, you just lock the door you've been begging him to open. November 18th isn't about hope. It's about obedience that looks like insanity to everyone watching, but feels like fire in your bones. So here's what you're going to do. Action 1. Take immediate action on what you've delayed. That phone call. You know the one. That means your words don't just describe reality, they create it. On November 18th, you're going to say out loud, I declare financial restoration by December 31st. I declare reconciliation with my daughter before Christmas. I declare strength in my body to see another spring. Why so specific? Because angels don't respond to hints. They respond to commands wrapped in faith. The one that makes your stomach tight every time it crosses your mind. That apology you've rehearsed in your head 1,000 times but never spoken out loud. That step you've been waiting for the right time to take, knowing full well there's never been a wrong time, just a scared heart. November 18th is heaven's no more delay instruction. You've been circling Jericho for years, chosen one. The one that makes your stomach tight every time it crosses your mind. That apology you've rehearsed in your head 1,000 times but never spoken out loud. That step you've been waiting for the right time to take, knowing full well there's never been a wrong time, just a scared heart. November 18th is heaven's no more delay instruction. You've been circling Jericho for years, chosen one. Your cup isn't just full, it's full of the wrong things. And heaven won't compete with clutter. Action 4. Invest in an elevating relationship. Now listen, after you cut what drains you, you need to deliberately pour into what lifts you. That person who makes you feel like you matter. The one whose voice reminds you who you are when the world tries to make you forget. The friend who sees the calling on your life even when you've stopped seeing it yourself. 21 days. And when the angel finally showed up, you know what he said? From the first day you prayed, Your prayer was heard. But the Prince of Persia resisted me. Did you catch that? Daniel's answer was already on the way, but there was a fight happening in the invisible realm to stop it from reaching him. Your breakthrough has been en route for years, decades, maybe. Action 5. Create tangible evidence of faith. Faith without works is dead. James 2:26. You've heard it 100 times, but have you lived it this week? On November 18th, you're going to do something physical that proves you believe what you've been praying for. Register something. Write the plan. Start the application. Sow a seed. Book the appointment. Clear the space. When the widow in 1 Kings 17 had only enough flour and oil for one last meal, Elijah told her, "Make me a cake first." That wasn't cruelty. That was heaven testing whether her faith could move her hands before it moved her mountains. What can you do on November 18th that says, "I believe this is happening, so I'm acting like it's already done"? Because here's the secret. Breakthrough doesn't come to people who pray for it. Breakthrough comes to people who prepare for it. Action 6. Enter 30 minutes of silence. This is the one most of you will skip. And that's exactly why it's the most powerful. On November 18th, sometime in the middle of your day, you're going to turn off your phone, close the door, and sit in complete silence for 30 minutes. Not pray, not read, not listen to worship music. Just silence. God whispers on November 18th, not because he is quiet, but because he wants to see who leans in. Psalm 46:10 says, "Be still and know that I am God." But we've turned that verse into a pretty wall decoration instead of a costly command. Stillness costs you control. Silence costs you distraction. And most people would rather have noise than encounter the God who speaks in whispers. 30 minutes. No exceptions. Action 7. Make a 30-day commitment. Here's how heaven separates the wishers from the walkers. On November 18th, you're going to commit to something for 30 days. Not forever. Not I'll try. 30 days. Pray at 6 a.m. every morning. Read 1 chapter of Proverbs daily. Walk 2 miles. Fast from complaining. Speak life over your family before bed. Why 30 days? Because that's long enough for hell to fight you and for heaven to prove it's backing you. Nehemiah rebuilt the wall in 52 days while surrounded by enemies. You're not being asked to rebuild a wall. You're being asked to build a habit. And if you can't commit to 30 days, you were never serious about breakthrough to begin with. So here's my question, chosen one. Are you a wisher or a walker? If you're ready, if you're truly ready to honor these 7 actions on November 18th, type "I commit" right now in the comments. Because what happens next will depend entirely on what you do with what you just heard. Listen to me carefully. Chosen one. Between now and November 18th, you're going to experience something you might mistake for coincidence. But it's not. It's warfare. The closer you get to that day, the heavier your body will feel. You'll wake up exhausted even though you slept 8 hours. Your mind will fog over like someone pulled a curtain across your thoughts. Old memories, painful ones you thought you'd buried 30 years ago, will suddenly resurface at 2 a.m., like ghosts knocking on your bedroom door. This is not random. This is strategic. The enemy knows something you're just beginning to understand. Your breakthrough is already in motion. It's already been signed, sealed, and shipped from heaven's warehouse. And November 18th. That's the delivery date. So what does hell do when it can't stop the blessing? It tries to make sure you're not home when it arrives. In Nehemiah 6:3, when the enemies tried to distract Nehemiah from finishing the wall, he said something that should be tattooed on your spirit right now. "I am doing a great work, and I cannot come down." They didn't attack him with weapons. They attacked him with interruptions, phone calls, meetings, drama, anything to pull his focus. That's exactly what's coming for you. Starting right now, maybe even while you're watching this, you're going to feel a sudden urge to click away. Your phone will buzz. Someone will text you something urgent. You'll think about that bill you forgot to pay. Your back will start hurting. You'll feel thirsty, tired, distracted. That's not your body. That's interference. Because the enemy knows if he can distract you for just 5 minutes, if he can get you to scroll past this message, to close this video, to say, "I'll come back to it later," he's won. You'll miss the instruction. And missing the instruction means missing the appointment. Let me paint you a picture. Imagine you've been waiting 70 years to sign the deed to a house that's been promised to you since you were born. You walk into the lawyer's office. The papers are spread out on the table. The pen is in your hand. One signature, just one, and everything changes. But right before the pen touches the paper, someone bursts through the door screaming about a car accident outside. You drop the pen. You run out. And when you come back, the office is closed. The lawyer is gone. The opportunity expired at 5 p.m. That's what spiritual sabotage looks like. The enemy will try to knock the pen out of your hand right before you sign the contract with destiny. And here's what makes this especially dangerous for you, beloved. You've fought all your life. You've survived wars, some of them literal, most of them invisible. You've buried people you loved. You've outlasted pain that would have destroyed weaker souls. You know how to fight. But this battle on November 18th, this one doesn't require your strength. It requires your focus. The devil isn't coming at you with a sword this time. He's coming with a remote control, with fatigue, with a sudden argument between you and someone you love over something that doesn't even matter. He'll make your daughter call you with a crisis. He'll make your body ache so bad you can't think straight. He'll whisper in your ear, "You're too old for this. You're too tired. You've heard this before. Nothing ever changes anyway." And if you're not ready, if you don't recognize this for what it is, you'll believe him. In Daniel 10, the prophet fasted and prayed for 21 days. 21 days. And when the angel finally showed up, you know what he said? "From the first day you prayed, your prayer was heard. But the prince of Persia resisted me." Did you catch that? Daniel's answer was already on the way, but there was a fight happening in the invisible realm to stop it from reaching him. Your breakthrough has been en route for years, decades, maybe. And right now, right this second, there is a war in the heavenlies to keep it from landing in your life on November 18th. The enemy's strategy is simple. Make you think it's not that serious. Make you think you can skip this one day and catch the next wave. Make you think you've got time. But you don't. Hell attacks the hardest the day heaven promotes you. When you were about to get married, didn't everything fall apart the week before? When you were about to get that job, didn't doubt flood your mind the night before the interview? When you were about to recover, didn't the pain get worse right before the healing? This is the pattern. This has always been the pattern. The enemy doesn't waste ammunition on people who aren't about to break through. He only fights dirty when you're standing at the edge of your promised land. So let me tell you what's going to happen between now and Tuesday. You're going to feel sudden emotional heaviness. You'll want to cry and you won't know why. You'll feel forgotten, overlooked, invisible. You'll start thinking about everything you didn't accomplish, everyone who hurt you, all the years you feel you wasted. That's the spirit of discouragement. And it's been assigned to you specifically because November 18th is circled in red on hell's calendar. But here's what the enemy didn't count on. You're still here. After everything you've survived, you're still standing, still watching, still listening. If you refuse, and I mean refuse to be derailed, type these 4 words in the comments right now. Not today, enemy. Say it out loud if you have to. Let hell hear you. Let heaven see you plant your flag. Because what I'm about to tell you next is the instruction you cannot miss. The one thing God is requiring of you on November 18th that will unlock everything. And if the enemy can't distract you from hearing it, he's already lost. Listen to me carefully, chosen one. You've been standing in the hallway for so long, you forgot what a room looks like. You've been pressing your face against the keyhole, catching glimpses of what could be, fragments of the life God whispered about in those 3 a.m. moments when it was just you and him. You've seen shadows of restoration, flashes of favor, the outline of healing you can't quite touch. But on November 18th, something shifts. The door doesn't crack open, it swings wide, and what you've only seen in pieces, fragmented, distorted, half-lit, suddenly stands before you in full color, full dimension, fully yours. Let me paint the picture heaven just showed me. Restored relationships. That son who hasn't called in 3 years. That daughter who looks right through you at family dinners. That friend who cut you off without explanation, leaving you with questions that kept you awake for months. There's a thawing coming. Not because you begged, not because you manipulated, but because when you obey God's instruction on November 18th, He moves on your behalf in rooms you can't even enter. He softens hearts you can't reach. He opens conversations you stopped praying for. Malachi 4-6 says, He will turn the hearts of the fathers to their children and the hearts of the children to their fathers. That's not poetry, that's prophecy. And it's about to become your testimony. Unexpected favor. You know that position you were overlooked for. That opportunity that went to someone younger, sharper, more relevant. I'm telling you, favor is not about age. Favor is about assignment. And there's a surge of supernatural strength scheduled to hit your body after you align with heaven's instruction on the 18th. You're going to feel it in your bones, in your energy, in the way you stand up straighter, breathe deeper, move lighter. This isn't hype. This is prophetic instruction. Financial clarity. You've been in the fog, bills that don't add up, debts that won't shrink, expenses that multiply while your income stays frozen, the fatigue that doesn't lift, the ache that's become your normal, the doctor's words that loop in your mind like a broken record. But Isaiah 40-31 didn't stutter. Those who hope in the Lord will renew their strength. They will soar on wings like eagles. They will run and not grow weary. They will walk and not be faint. Renew means replace. Not patch up, not manage, replace. And there's a surge of supernatural strength scheduled to hit your body after you align with heaven's instruction on the 18th. You're going to feel it in your bones, in your energy, in the way you stand up straighter, breathe deeper, move lighter. This isn't hype. This is prophetic instruction. Financial clarity. You've been in the fog, bills that don't add up, debts that won't shrink, expenses that multiply while your income stays frozen. You've done the math 1,000 times, and it never works. But Philippians 4:19 says, My God will meet all your needs according to the riches of His glory in Christ Jesus. Not some, all. And clarity is coming. Not a lottery ticket, not a get-rich-quick scheme, but supernatural wisdom about what to release, what to pursue, what to stop bleeding money into. Doors to provision you didn't even know existed. And when God marks you for breakthrough, people who ignored you will suddenly remember your name. Doors that were bolted shut will swing open so fast you'll think you misheard. Psalm 5:12 promises, Surely, Lord, you bless the righteous. You surround them with your favor as with a shield, not a trickle, a surrounding, a shield-level covering that makes people wonder, what happened to them? You happened to obedience. That's what happened. Health and strength. I know you feel it. Exodus 20:6 promises, God shows love to 1,000 generations of those who love me and keep my commandments. 1,000 generations. That means your obedience on November 18th doesn't just unlock your breakthrough. It unlocks freedom for people who aren't even born yet. You're not just a senior citizen. You're a generational gateway. And when you step through the instruction God is about to give, you're not walking alone. You're pulling your lineage with you. Do you understand what I'm telling you? This isn't about a good day. This isn't about a nice feeling. This is about a divine restructuring of everything the enemy tried to steal from you while you were too tired, too broke, too heartbroken to fight back. It's like this. You've been standing outside a house for 30 years. You can see the lights on. You can hear the music. You know there's a table set, a seat with your name on it, warmth, laughter, abundance. But all you've had is the keyhole view, a sliver, a glimpse, a maybe one day. November 18th, the door swings open, and you don't peek in. You walk in, you sit down, you eat, you rest. You finally receive what's been prepared. But here's what I need you to understand. Something specific is scheduled to show up within 72 hours of your obedience. I'm not talking vague blessings. I'm talking targeted, unmistakable, name-on-it provision. And I'm going to reveal exactly what that is in part 7. You're not going to want to miss it. Right now, if hope is rising in your chest, if something inside you just woke up, if you feel the stirring of expectation you thought died years ago, I need you to do something. Type these 4 words in the comments. I receive what's coming. Don't think about it. Don't analyze it. Just release it. Let heaven see your yes before I even tell you what the instruction is. Because here's the truth, they don't teach in Sunday school. God doesn't release breakthrough to the curious. He releases it to the committed. So the question is, are you still just curious? Or are you ready to commit? Because what I'm about to tell you next will separate the spectators from the participants. Now listen closely, because what I'm about to reveal will separate those who merely heard this message from those who obeyed it. The moment you step into obedience on November 18th, heaven doesn't just take note, it responds. And it responds fast. Within 72 hours, that's 3 days, chosen one, you will begin to see confirmations, not coincidences, not lucky breaks. Confirmations, divine fingerprints all over your reality, proving that when you moved, God moved. But here's what most people miss. These signs aren't random. They follow a pattern, a sequence. And if you don't know what to look for, you'll miss them entirely. You'll chalk them up to chance, to timing, to just one of those things. And when you do that, you cut off the next wave of breakthrough before it even reaches you. So let me tell you exactly what to watch for. Sign number 1. The unexpected voice. Someone you haven't heard from in years, maybe a decade, maybe longer, will suddenly reach out to you. A phone call, a text, a message on Facebook from someone who hasn't crossed your mind since the 90 seconds. And here's the thing, it won't feel accidental. You know how sometimes people say, "Oh, I was just thinking about you." This will be deeper than that. It'll feel orchestrated. Like invisible hands moved that person to pick up the phone at the exact moment you needed to hear their voice. Now, I need you to understand something crucial. This isn't nostalgia. This is divine reconnection. God is closing loops you thought were left open forever. He's bringing back relationships, opportunities, conversations that were supposed to happen years ago, but the timing wasn't right. The enemy kept them buried. Your own doubt kept them at bay. But when you obey on November 18th, God starts pulling things out of the vault. Think about Joseph in Genesis 41. For years, nobody remembered him. He was rotting in Pharaoh's prison, forgotten by the cupbearer who promised to mention his name. But when God's appointed time came, when the divine alarm went off suddenly, everyone remembered Joseph. Suddenly, Pharaoh himself was asking for him by name. The same thing is about to happen to you. That person who ghosted you 5 years ago, that family member who stopped calling, that old colleague who moved to Arizona and fell off the map. Watch your phone. Watch your inbox. Within 72 hours, someone from your past is going to show up carrying a piece of your future. Sign number 2. The shift in your body. This one hits seniors the hardest, and I need you to pay attention because most people ignore it. You're going to feel a physical change, a lightness, a lifting, that heaviness you've been carrying in your chest, the one that makes it hard to take a deep breath, the one that sits on you when you wake up at 3 a.m. and can't fall back asleep. That heaviness is going to lift. And I'm not talking about some gradual improvement over weeks. I'm talking about a sudden shift. You'll wake up on November 19th or 20th, and something will feel different in your bones. Your joints might not ache the way they did yesterday. Your mind might feel clearer, sharper. You'll walk to the mailbox and realize, wait, I'm not out of breath. Now, some of you are thinking, that's just a good day. That's just my medication working. No. Listen to me. Obedience releases what medicine can't touch. When the Israelites crossed the Red Sea in Exodus 14, do you think their feet hurt less on the other side? Do you think the elderly among them, the ones who'd been enslaved for 400 years, suddenly felt younger? Yes, because they stepped into the impossible, and the impossible rewired their bodies. They walked on dry ground where there should have been drowning. And that kind of obedience doesn't just change your circumstances, it changes your chemistry. Isaiah 40:31 says it plainly, "Those who wait on the Lord shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings like eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint." Renew. Not improve. Not manage. Renew. So when you feel that shift in your body over the next 72 hours, don't brush it off. Don't say, "Oh, I must have slept better." Say what it really is. God is restoring what the years have stolen. Sign number 3. The door that moves. This is the one that'll make you fall to your knees. There's a door in your life that's been stuck, jammed, locked from the other side. Maybe it's financial, a bill that won't go away, a debt that keeps piling up, a check that never comes. Maybe it's relational, a child who won't speak to you, a spouse who's emotionally checked out, a friendship that died and never got a funeral. You've pushed on that door for years. You've prayed, you've cried, you've begged God to move it, and it hasn't budged an inch. Within 72 hours of November 18th, that door is going to crack open. Not because you pushed harder, not because you finally said the right prayer, but because obedience is the key heaven was waiting for you to use. You see, most people think breakthrough comes from effort, from grinding, from doing more, praying louder, fasting longer. But that's not how the kingdom works. The kingdom works on alignment. When you align with God's timing, with His instruction, with His specific word for this specific moment, things that were supernaturally stuck become supernaturally unstuck. Look at Acts 12. Peter's in prison, chains on his wrists, guards on both sides. Iron gate blocking the exit. Impossible situation. But when the angel showed up and said, "Get up, follow me," when Peter obeyed the instruction, the chains fell off by themselves. The iron gate opened on its own. That's what's about to happen to you. A phone call you weren't expecting. A letter in the mail that changes everything. A conversation that's been avoided for a decade suddenly happens, and the words flow like water. An opportunity that was dead, dead, buried, gone, suddenly resurrects itself and lands in your lap. And here's the climax you need to sear into your spirit. These signs won't be proof of God's movement. They will be proof of your obedience. God's already moving. You've begged God to move it, and it hasn't budged an inch. Within 72 hours of November 18th, that door is going to crack open. Not because you pushed harder, not because you finally said the right prayer, but because obedience is the key heaven was waiting for you to use. You see, most people think breakthrough comes from effort, from grinding, from doing more, praying louder, fasting longer. But that's not how the kingdom works. The kingdom works on alignment, because what comes after these signs? That's where everything changes. Chosen one. Do you feel it? The air just changed. Something lifted off your shoulders. Something you didn't even know was sitting there. Something settled deep in your chest where that knot used to be. And something opened. Like a door you've been pushing against for years, suddenly swung wide without a sound. You might not see it with your eyes, but your spirit knows. Your body knows. That heaviness you've carried since your husband passed, since you lost that job at 62 and never recovered, since your kids stopped calling, it just shifted. This is what happens in the invisible realm the moment you obey on November 18th. Listen to me carefully. What I'm about to describe isn't poetry. It isn't wishful thinking. This is what heaven does when a chosen one finally steps into their assigned moment. When you stop negotiating with God and just move. The first thing that happens, burdens start releasing. It's like waking up after a storm and realizing, wait, when did the rain stop? When did the wind die down? You don't remember it happening. You just know that the howling that's been rattling your windows for months went silent. Psalm 55:22 says it plain, "Cast your burden on the Lord, and he shall sustain you." But here's what most people miss. There's a difference between praying about your burden and actually casting it. Casting means you let it go, you release your grip. And November 18th, that's your casting day. That financial pressure that wakes you up at 3 a.m. It doesn't vanish because you suddenly win the lottery. It releases because God shifts the weight of it off your spirit. You still see the bills, but the fear, the panic, the suffocating anxiety, gone. That loneliness that's been eating you alive since your spouse went home to glory. It doesn't disappear because someone knocks on your door. It releases because God floods you with a presence so thick, so real, you realize you were never actually alone. You just couldn't feel him through all the noise. The second thing, clarity floods in. You know that fog you've been walking through, that confusion about what to do next? Whether to sell the house, whether to move closer to your daughter, whether you even have a purpose left at your age. It clears, not gradually, not over time. It clears like someone just ripped the curtains open and light poured into a room you thought was permanently dark. Isaiah 30:21 tells you exactly what this sounds like. Your ears shall hear a word behind you saying, "This is the way, walk in it," behind you. Not in front where you're straining to see, behind you like a voice you've known your whole life, steady and sure, whispering the next step so clearly you wonder how you ever missed it. And here's the wild part, decisions you've been agonizing over for years. Suddenly obvious. Paths you couldn't see, suddenly lit up like runway lights at JFK. You're not guessing anymore. You're not second guessing. You just know. The third thing, unexplainable peace arrives. This one messes people up because it doesn't make sense. Your circumstances didn't change. The doctor's report is still sitting on your kitchen table. Your bank account still looks the same. Your daughter still isn't speaking to you. But something inside you settled. Philippians 4:7 calls it the peace of God, which surpasses all understanding. You know what that means? It means you can't explain it to your neighbor. You can't rationalize it in your own head. You just wake up one morning and realize, I'm not afraid anymore. Not because the threat is gone, but because the presence showed up. It's like standing in the eye of a hurricane. Everything around you is still chaos, but where you are, dead calm, absolute stillness. And you realize this is what it means to have God as your refuge. Not someday, not in theory, right now, in the center of the mess. But here's what you need to understand. What you're feeling right now, this shift, this opening, this release, this is only stage one. You think this is the breakthrough? Beloved, this is just the door opening. This is just the atmosphere changing so the real breakthrough can land. There are 4 more stages coming. 4 more levels of what God is about to do in your life after November 18th. And each one builds on the last. Each one requires the one before it. Miss November 18th, and this door closes, the atmosphere resets, and you go back to pushing against walls that were about to fall. But step into it, obey what heaven is asking of you on that day, and what happens next will rewrite the ending of your story. Type "I feel it" already in the comments if you sense this shift happening in your spirit right now. Don't overthink it. If something stirred in you while I was talking, that's not coincidence. That's confirmation. Heaven is already preparing you. Now, let me show you what stage 2 looks like. Because this is where it gets dangerous. This is where most chosen ones lose everything they just gained. And you need to know what's coming, so you don't sabotage your own miracle. Listen closely, chosen one. What I'm about to share with you isn't theory. It's not Sunday school platitudes. This is the actual blueprint heaven uses when it decides to interrupt your ordinary life with the extraordinary. God doesn't just drop breakthrough into your lap like spare change. He unfolds it, layer by layer, stage by stage. And if you don't recognize which stage you're in right now, you'll panic when things start shifting, because they are about to shift. November 18th marks the beginning of something most people your age have been told is impossible. A complete reordering of everything you thought was finished. But here's what you need to understand. This process has 4 distinct stages. Miss one, and the whole thing collapses like a house of cards in a Brooklyn windstorm. Stage 1, the lightning. Heaven removes the weight. You know that heaviness you've been carrying, that invisible coat made of regret, disappointment, and decades of what-ifs. The one that gets heavier every birthday, every funeral, every time someone younger than you calls you sweetie in the grocery store like you're invisible. That weight is about to fall off. I'm talking about the kind of lifting that makes you feel 20 years younger in your spirit before your body even catches up. Picture this. A winter coat you've been wearing for 30 years suddenly drops to the ground, and you didn't even realize how much it was crushing you until it's gone. Psalm 55:22 says it plain. Cast your burden on the Lord, and he shall sustain you. But here's what they don't tell you when God sustains you. He doesn't just hold the weight with you, he removes it from you. On November 18th, chains you didn't even know were there start melting. Old memories that used to sting like a wasp every time they surfaced, they lose their venom. The shame of that divorce, gone. The guilt over that estranged child, lifted. The bitterness about that career that never happened, dissolved. But you have to cooperate with this stage. You can't hold on to the coat while God's trying to remove it. You can't clutch your chains while heaven's got the blowtorch out. Stage 2, the reordering. Heaven rearranges your steps. Now watch what happens next. Things that confused you for decades suddenly snap into focus like a camera lens adjusting. You start seeing why your first marriage had to end. Why you didn't get that promotion in '89. Why your mother said what she said before she died. Why you ended up in Cleveland instead of California. This is the stage where God pulls back the curtain and shows you the chessboard. And you realize with a shock that'll knock the wind out of you that what you thought was chaos was actually choreography. Romans 8:28 isn't just a refrigerator magnet. And we know that all things work together for good, to them that love God, to them who are the called according to his purpose. All things, not some things, not the good things, all things. That betrayal, it was protecting you from something worse. That financial collapse, it was repositioning you for what's coming now. That 20-year detour, it was building muscles you're going to need in the next season. But here's the dangerous part. If you're still bitter about the past, you'll reject this reordering. You'll fight it. You'll say, no, that wasn't God. That was just bad luck. And the moment you do that, Stage 2 stalls out like a car on the Grand Central Parkway. You feel it happening right now, don't you? That shift in your understanding? That's Stage 2 knocking. Stage 3, the recalling. God brings back what you forgot. This is where it gets supernatural. Dreams you buried 40 years ago, under mortgages and diapers and doctor's appointments, start waking up. Gifts you haven't thought about since you were 25 suddenly surface like they've been held underwater and just got released. You used to paint. You used to write poetry. That betrayal, it was protecting you from something worse. That financial collapse, it was repositioning you for what's coming now. That 20-year detour, it was building muscles you're going to need in the next season. But here's the dangerous part. If you're still bitter about the past, you'll reject this reordering. You'll fight it. You'll say, no, that wasn't God. That was just bad luck. And the moment you do that, Stage 2 stalls out like a car on the Grand Central Parkway. You used to have this wild idea about starting a ministry. You used to play piano like you were born with ivory keys for fingers. And then life happened. responsibilities stacked up like dirty dishes. You put those dreams in a box labeled childish things and shoved them in the attic of your soul. But God's in your attic right now, pulling boxes down. John 11:43-44 tells us, Jesus stood at Lazarus's tomb and shouted, "Lazarus, come forth," but you've got to let him. You can't say, "I'm too old for this now." Sarah was 90 when she got pregnant with destiny. Moses was 80 when he got his real assignment. Anna was 84 when she saw the Messiah. Your age isn't disqualifying you. It's qualifying you. Stage for the revealing. What was kept from you is shown to you. Now we come to the moment that changes everything. There are things God has deliberately hidden from you, not because He's cruel, but because you weren't ready. The revelation would have crushed you at 30. It would have confused you at 50. But now you've got the spiritual muscle to handle it. This is the stage where heaven shows you why you went through what you went through, why certain doors slammed shut, why certain people walked away, why certain prayers went unanswered for years. And when you see it, when the full picture finally comes into view, you're going to fall to your knees. Decades of confusion will evaporate in a single moment of clarity. You'll see the thread connecting every seemingly random event of your life, and you'll realize it was never random at all. It was orchestrated. Daniel 2:22 declares, He reveals deep and hidden things. He knows what lies in darkness, and light dwells with Him. What God reveals in this fourth stage will rewrite your entire narrative. The story you've been telling yourself about your life, it's wrong. And you're about to find out what the real story is. But you've got to be ready for it. Type "reveal it to me, Lord," in the comments right now, if you're ready for stage 4, if you're ready to see what's been hidden, if you're ready for the veil to come off. Because once it does, there's no going back to who you were. You need to understand something most preachers won't tell you because it sounds too mystical, too out there, too dangerous to say out loud in a modern church. But I'm going to say it anyway. On November 18th, heaven didn't just release blessings into the atmosphere. Heaven deployed angels, real ones, with assignments, with your name written on their orders. And here's the part that's going to shake you. These angels have been waiting in the wings for decades. Some of you listening right now, you've been praying for 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. You've whispered the same prayer so many times you've memorized the ceiling cracks in your bedroom. You've cried yourself to sleep wondering if God even remembers your address. He does. And the delay you've been living in, it's breaking tonight. But let me paint you a picture of what's really happening in the unseen realm right now, because if you can't see it with spiritual eyes, you'll miss it with natural ones. Scripture tells us in Hebrews 1:14, "Are not all angels ministering spirits, sent to serve those who will inherit salvation?" Sent, deployed, assigned. This isn't poetic language, this is military terminology. Heaven operates like a strategic command center, and when God says move, angels don't hesitate, they execute. And on November 18th, 3 specific types of angels are being released over the chosen ones who obey what I'm about to tell you. The first is the angel of clarity. This angel has one job: to remove the fog. You know that confusion that's been clouding your mind, that paralyzing indecision that's kept you stuck at the same intersection for months, maybe years. That voice that keeps whispering, "You're too old, it's too late, you missed your window." The angel of clarity walks into that room and rips the curtains open. Suddenly you see. Suddenly you know. Suddenly, the path that was hidden in shadows is illuminated like Broadway at midnight. Proverbs 3:6 says, "In all your ways acknowledge Him, and He will make your paths straight." Straight, not twisted, not confusing. Not maybe this way or maybe that way. Straight. But here's what'll mess you up. Clarity doesn't come to the distracted. It comes to the obedient. The second angel is the angel of alignment. This one connects dots you didn't even know existed. Divine appointments, the right people, the right opportunities, the right timing. You ever notice how some people just seem to be in the right place at the right time? You think that's luck? You think that's coincidence? No, that's angelic alignment. Psalm 37:23 tells us, "The steps of a good man are ordered by the Lord," ordered, arranged, orchestrated, and this angel is the one doing the orchestrating. But understand this, and I need you to really hear me, this angel only moves when you move. When you step out in faith on November 18th and do what heaven is instructing you to do, this angel starts rearranging the chessboard of your life. Doors that were bolted shut for 15 years, they swing open. Phone calls that never came, they come. Opportunities that passed you by, they circle back. But you have to move first. The third angel, and this is the one that's going to hit different for those of you who've been waiting so long you've almost given up, is the angel of acceleration. This angel doesn't just answer your prayer. This angel fast forwards your prayer. You've been praying for provision. This angel doesn't bring it in installments over 5 years. It shows up in 30 days. You've been praying for healing. This angel doesn't give you 2% improvement every 6 months. It brings sudden, undeniable. Medical records don't make sense anymore. Breakthrough. You've been praying for reconciliation. This angel doesn't warm hearts gradually. It melts them overnight. Isaiah 60:22 says, "I am the Lord. In its time I will do this swiftly." Swiftly, not eventually, not someday, not if you keep being patient for another decade. Swiftly. And for some of you, swiftly starts on November 18th. But here's the catch that most believers miss, and it's why they stay stuck even when heaven is trying to move on their behalf. Angels only move when something else happens next. You can pray all you want. You can believe all you want. You can have faith the size of the Empire State Building. But if you don't act when heaven gives the instruction, the angels stay grounded. They're ready. They're equipped. They're assigned to you. But they're waiting for your obedience to activate their orders. It's like this. You ever call a taxi and then just stand inside your apartment? The cab is outside. The meter is running. The driver is ready to take you exactly where you need to go. But if you don't walk out the door and get in, you're going nowhere. That's where most chosen ones are right now. Heaven has sent the cab. The angels are idling outside your spiritual door. But you're still sitting on the couch, comfortable, hesitant, waiting for a better time, a clearer sign, a louder confirmation. November 18th is your confirmation. And if you ignore it, those angels get reassigned. Not because God is petty, but because heaven doesn't waste resources on people who won't cooperate with their own deliverance. Right now, I want you to do something. If you truly believe that God assigns angelic help to his chosen ones, and if you believe that November 18th is your appointed day, type in the comments, "Angels move for me." Don't type it casually. Type it as a declaration. Type it as a demand. Type it as someone who's done waiting and ready to receive. Because what I'm about to tell you next is the specific instruction heaven is releasing for November 18th. And if you miss it, those angels will never knock on your door again. You thought the hard part was over, didn't you? You thought once you said yes to God on November 18th, the battle would end, the pressure would lift, the struggle would finally stop. But let me tell you something you already know deep in your bones, something nobody wants to say out loud in church. The enemy doesn't attack what's already dead. He attacks what's about to come alive. And right now, you're dangerous. You're more dangerous than you've ever been in your entire life. Because you're standing on the edge of a breakthrough that's been decades in the making, and the adversary knows it. He can smell it. He can feel the shift in the atmosphere around you. So here's what he's doing right now, and I need you to recognize this trap before you walk straight into it. He's sending discouragement like poison gas under your door. Subtle, silent, deadly. He's whispering in your ear at 2 a.m. when you can't sleep. You're too old for this. You missed your window. God's blessings are for younger people with more time left. He's reminding you of every failure, every mistake, every time you fell short, every promise you didn't keep, every marriage that didn't work, every child who walked away, every business that collapsed, every dream that died in your hands. And then comes the knockout punch. It's too late for you. You hear that? That's not your conscience. That's not conviction. That's assassination. The book of Revelation says, "The accuser of our brethren accuses them before our God day and night, day and night." He doesn't take weekends off. He doesn't retire when you turn 65. But because heaven doesn't waste resources on people who won't cooperate with their own deliverance, right now, I want you to do something. If you truly believe that God assigns angelic help to his chosen ones, and if you believe that November 18th is your appointed day, type in the comments, "Angels move for me." Don't type it casually. Type it as a declaration. Type it as a demand. Type it as someone who's done waiting and ready to receive. It's the shadow that appears on the wall right before sunrise. It's always darkest, not in the middle of the night, but right before dawn breaks. The shadow gets longer, deeper, more terrifying, just before the light floods in and erases it completely. You've lived long enough to know battles don't end quietly. You've been through wars, personal wars, family wars, financial wars, spiritual wars. And you know the truth. The last push is always the hardest. D-Day didn't end when the soldiers hit the beach. It got worse, bloodier, more brutal. The closer they got to victory, the fiercer the resistance became. That's where you are right now. God just stamped, approved over your destiny. Heaven just released the paperwork. Angels just got their marching orders. The breakthrough you've been praying for 5 years, 10 years, 20 years, it's in motion. And the enemy is in full panic mode. Listen to me carefully. The enemy attacks the loudest right after God says yes. When Daniel prayed, the answer was released immediately, but the demonic prince of Persia blocked it for 21 days. 21 days. Not because the answer wasn't real, not because God changed his mind, but because something so powerful was coming that hell itself had to try to intercept it. Your interference right now? That's proof of approval. Your sudden battles, that's confirmation that something massive is about to land in your life. The shame you're feeling about your past, that's the enemy's last-ditch effort to make you disqualify yourself before God crowns you. But here's what he doesn't want you to know. Shame has no legal authority over someone God has chosen. Romans 8:1 says it plain, "There is therefore now no condemnation to those who are in Christ Jesus." Now, not later, not after you clean yourself up, not after you prove yourself worthy. Now, the blood of Jesus didn't just cover your sin, it erased your disqualification. You think Moses felt qualified at 80 years old, standing in front of Pharaoh with a stutter. You think David felt clean after Bathsheba. You think Peter felt worthy after denying Jesus 3 times to a little girl by a campfire. None of them felt ready. None of them felt clean. None of them felt qualified. But God doesn't call the qualified. He qualifies the called. And you, yes, you sitting there right now with grey hair and aching knees and a lifetime of regrets, you are called. The enemy knows it. That's why he's throwing everything at you this week. That's why November 18th feels so heavy. That's why you're exhausted before you even get out of bed. That's why people are acting strange around you. That's why doubt is screaming louder than faith right now. Because you're not just close to your breakthrough, you're standing in the doorway, one step away. And if the adversary can convince you to turn around now, right now, when you're this close, he wins. But he's not going to win. Not this time. Not with you. Job 5:19 says, "He shall deliver you in 6 troubles. Yes, in 7 no evil shall touch you." 7 troubles. Not 1, not 3, 7. And you're probably on number 6 right now, which means you're 1 trouble away from untouchable. Don't you dare quit in the 7th round. So if you're fighting an invisible battle today, if something is pressing against you that nobody else can see, if you feel like you're being squeezed from every direction, I need you to do something right now. I need you to type 4 words in the comments. I will not break. Not because you feel strong, but because you refuse to let the enemy steal what God already released. Say it. Declare it. Stake your claim. Because the war you're in right now, it's not a sign that you're losing. It's proof that you've already won. So let me bring this home. November 18th is not just another day on the calendar. It's a divine appointment. A threshold moment. A doorway that swings open once, and what you do when you stand in front of it will determine whether you walk into the breakthrough God has been preparing, or watch it close while you're still trying to decide if you're worthy enough to step through. Remember this. Obedience unlocks what prayer alone cannot. Your faith moved heaven, but your obedience moves you into position to receive what heaven released. Remember this. The enemy's attacks are proof of God's approval. If nothing was coming, there'd be no resistance. The warfare you're experiencing right now is not a sign that you missed it. It's confirmation that you're right on time. And remember this. Your age is not your disqualification, it's your advantage. You've survived things that would have destroyed younger people. You've outlasted storms, you've buried dreams, and still got up the next morning. That's not weakness. That's the kind of endurance heaven builds champions with. You are not alone in this. God has not brought you this far to abandon you at the finish line. He's not sitting in heaven wondering if you'll make it. He already knows. The question is, do you? And here's what I want you to know. This community, everyone who's watching this video right now, we're not just viewers. We're a family. A tribe of chosen ones who understand what it's like to feel forgotten, overlooked, passed over. We're the ones who pray at 3 a.m. when sleep won't come. We're the ones who still believe God can do the impossible, even when logic says otherwise. So I want you to do something right now. In the comments, I want you to share where you're watching this from. Drop your city, your state. Let people know you're out there. Because when you see how many others are standing in this same moment with you, waiting, believing, fighting, it changes everything. You'll realize you're not crazy. You're not alone. You're part of something bigger than yourself. And if this message stirred something in your spirit, share it. Send it to someone who's about to give up. Forward it to that friend who keeps saying it's too late for me. Because maybe, just maybe, they need to hear this today. Maybe this is the message that pulls them back from the edge. Let me ask you one question before we close. What if November 18th really is the day everything changes, and the only thing standing between you and your breakthrough is your willingness to believe God still sees you? Now, bow your head with me, wherever you are, sitting in your living room, lying in bed, standing in your kitchen. Just close your eyes for a moment. Let me pray over you. Father God, I come before you right now on behalf of every person hearing my voice. These are your chosen ones, the ones the world forgot, the ones who've been counted out, written off, pushed aside. But you see them. You see the tears they've cried in secret. You see the prayers they've whispered in the dark. You see the battles they've fought that nobody knows about. And you're about to reward their faithfulness. Lord, I'm asking you to break every chain of doubt wrapped around their mind right now. Shatter every lie the enemy has planted in their heart. Tear down every wall of shame, regret, and disqualification. On November 18th, let them feel your presence so strongly that they can't deny it. Let them hear your voice so clearly that they can't ignore it. And let them step into obedience with boldness, knowing that you go before them and behind them. God, cover them with supernatural protection. Silence the voices of accusation. Shut down the attacks of the adversary and release the breakthrough that's already been signed, sealed, and sent from heaven. Give them peace tonight. Peace that doesn't make sense. Peace that defies their circumstances. Peace that reminds them you are still in control. We declare right now, this is their season. This is their moment. This is their time. In the mighty name of Jesus we pray. Amen. Now, before you go, if this message reached you at exactly the right time, hit that subscribe button. Don't just watch and walk away. Join this family, because we're just getting started. and you're going to want to be here for what's coming next. And if God put it on your heart to support this ministry through Super Thanks, we receive it with gratitude. Every seed you sow helps us reach more forgotten warriors who need to hear that their story isn't over. Thank you for being here. Thank you for listening. Thank you for believing with me. Now, go. Step into November 18th with your head high and your faith higher, because the best is not behind you. It's waiting on the other side of obedience. I'll see you in the next one. God bless you.